So, this is the Cerastus Knight Lancer. I think these guys look amazing. I love them. So, I'm a big knight guy. I love them so much. These guys are everything I wished I had in a Questoris given to me. Um, I love the ridiculous, goofy, but not too goofy melee weapons. The idea of a feudal lance definitely A suits Warhammer and B suits their faction. So I think it really gels amazingly with the whole aesthetic. I also love the idea of a shield. Literally a shield, not even ion shields. I think they might have ion shields as well, but I love the idea of actually having a shield. The idea that these 12, building sized monstrosities are just having hand to hand combat like this um, really does a brilliant job at bringing out what the word knight means. Feudal knight battles really gives that image in your head of knights jousting. Um, but this is a base I got from a. I can show you the company I got it from if you want. I wouldn't recommend though, sadly. Very poor quality resin. But looking at these legs alone, these are unique to the Lancer. So the wrecking my head now. The Acheron, the Castigator, and the Lancer have the same basic body. I think I said those words right. So these legs are not going to change between models, right? So they look great. They look unique, but not too different, which is amazing. Much more posable as well. One pitfall of the Questoris is how monopose they are. These legs are very monopose. Up here they are monopose, and down here they're monopose on the knee joints, and obviously the legs. So these pistons, as well as the Reaver Titan, they will slot in and out. So you can position them how you like. These panels, I love the armor panels. It gives you so much room to be artistic. I haven't done that, but you can be if you want to. Um, Again, this head is unique. I love it. It's this goofy little head. Mine doesn't turn, but it's nice. Haven't done the top yet. Done some bullet holes though. Quite like that. Um, we have the chest armor here. Some nice internals, nice arms. Wonderful. Look at that lance. Put my hand next to it. How massive that lance is. Like 2 hands in length. It's massive. Definitely will do some damage to you if you're another knight. I think it's called the Shock Lance, I think. Love these armor panels again. I went for House, as I usually do. House, I think, Raven, that is. House Raven. Or Tyrannus, I think it's Raven. Um, but it's great. It's a great model. I love as well, I don't know if anybody else likes this, but I love the backs of these models. Especially Questoris, but I love this guy too. How detailed the backs are. Very mechanical, machinery sort of style. And of course, these guys have their own vents and stuff. I actually have my Questoris here for size references, and what I like is much like the Armiger, which I also have for size reference here. They they keep the same basic Questoris style, but just either stretch or shorten or mess things up, right? But you can look at this and go, this was a Questoris in some horrific universe, right? So I like these guys. And they have this big gauntlet too, which is hidden behind the shield. Fully posable, articulation-wise, you can move them like this, and of course like this, and like this. So a lot of articulation here. Would recommend magnetizing, of course. They're not cheap. Quite squat, but I guess that's the whole point of them, really. So can't really blame that. This in the lore, not lore, sorry, in the game, I just know that this weapon here is absolutely disgusting. It does so much damage. It's incredible. So definitely an elite killer, 100%. So just quickly, I want to bring out before I do even the grading. I want to show you just the size of this model. I have first off, we have the arm. Again, remember as well, these armigers have been heightened. I actually extended the height of my armigers. So this is the armiger Helverin, extended in height next to, there we go, next to this beast, absolute monstrosity of a, look at that, of a Titan. Now, one thing I will say is, Helverins and armigers in general, they can have, here, carapace weapons, but these guys can't. Whatever their arms are carrying is what they have, which is fine because they're meant to be melee, so I get that. But they are let down because they have slightly less weapon options because of that. Less flexible, I guess you could say, but they're big as fuck. Like, look at this guy. I don't know about the look at this. One armature. No, sorry, not even one armature. Two armatures in length. Just this weapon alone is two armatures in length, easily. Easily. I would say in height. Let me get my other one out, my measuring stick. Easily two in height, I'd say, probably, if I'm guessing. Yep. Almost exactly two extended armatures in height total. Of course, the guns don't even begin to compare for a start. I mean, this shield alone could hold a Helverin easily. If you want to get Questoris out, I do have a Questoris Knight. It's not fully assembled or painted, but it's going to be as high as it's going to be now. So in terms of height with Questoris, it's a little more realistic. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, if you look at it now, I mean, you could definitely, you would, if you were this knight, you would shit yourself looking at this. You know what I mean? I mean, you see this fucking like absolute monster of a weapon. I mean, I would definitely turn into from a red knight to a brown knight very quickly. Um, this thing is, I mean, it's classic. I mean, it's beautiful. It's like a classic car. I love it. But this guy definitely takes the cake for me. If this is a Fiat, this guy's a Ferrari. That's how I see this. Like more stylized, more sleek, more elegant, I should say. Almost Eldari, but not quite Eldari. Still, dirty human, like not quite there yet. And these guys are quite nice too, but of course the weapons and the size alone there's no competition really. Do you know what I mean? And of course his monopose legs are a nightmare compared to this guy. So yeah, he can go to one side for a second. I do plan on doing a Questoris review when they're done, because right now they're not fully painted or assembled yet. But back to the Castus. This guy, now you've seen his height, and just one more time, sorry, with a regular intercessor. Look at this beast of a... Look at it. It's just massive. It really doesn't compare to it at all. And just the sheer weapon alone with this marine next to it, it's just insane. I don't even know how many, like 5 or 6 marines along, head to toe. It's insane. Definitely a bad day for any marine getting hit by this thing, or a Ross or a Gretchen or something like that. But there is an interior to this, much like the Questoris. I haven't chosen my one, but there is an interior for this one. I haven't chosen it though. There's also a door, which I haven't chosen either. And I love this thing. So back to the grading thing anyway. Been 10 minutes now, time for the grading. I would say painting-wise, I had a blast. It looks painful, but I had nothing but fun. So I would say, if you love metal again, if you like painting Questoris, this will be nice because you get the fun of painting Questoris with a light breath of fresh air because it's a different model. I think the one issue I have with Questoris is they're all the same basic chassis, so you get a bit bored, whereas this one gives a little flair to it. So it's different. Do you know what I mean? When you're painting it, you don't think, I'm painting another Questoris. You're thinking, I'm painting something a little more elegant, a little more refined. It feels different and nice. So I would definitely say 9 out of 10. No issues painting it. Nice room for artistic style, but not too little style that you have to do that. So 9 out of 10 for that. I would say build flimsiness. The only place I've had issues with flimsiness, not the shock lance, because it's quite thick actually. It doesn't want to bend, it's quite thick. The only issue I had was particularly these chest panels here, because they're very thinly held on. This has fallen off a lot of times actually. I was really surprised how badly they're stuck on. They're not flushed flat against it, they're actually propped by 2 tiny little spindly things. So these chest pieces will fall off a lot if you're not careful, like I wasn't careful. So I have to, I can't give it a 10 out of 10 for that because of that reason. So I would give it an 8 out of 10 because it's quite a big thing for me at least. So 9, 8, and for the rest of the army, I mean, let's do a quick test. I mean, we have all of it here: the armiger, the Questoris, and the Cerastus. To me, these gel really well. These look like knights to me, especially this guy looks more like a knight than the knight. Do you know what I mean? Like, he is the knight, literally. So I can't give it anything other than a 10. It also looks, if you want, I'll put a picture up right now on the screen. It looks very similar to the design it's taking from, because it's from Epic Warhammer, I think, Rogue Trader, and it actually looks very similar to that. They did a great job at keeping the main design, but just making it a bit more sensible, as much as it could for Warhammer. Do you know what I mean? So I think this guy has a very solid place within this roster of 10. Easily 10. Without question, 10. So that's, oh, fuck, what was it again? 9, I think it was 9. 9, 8, 10. Yeah, 9, 8, 10, I'd say. 9, 8, 10. And for overall how much I like it, 10. If I could give 11, I would give 11. It's beautiful. I love it. There's other versions of it. I haven't painted them yet though, but I have done this one and I loved it. So I love this guy, 10 out of 10 easily. So it's 9, 8, I think it was 9, 8, 10, 10. Easily, 9, 8, 8, 10. Brilliant model, brilliant lore too. Great overall experience. I loved it. It is expensive though. Very dear. Not much more. For the size and the complexity, it's actually not much more than the Questoris. If I had the money, I would save up a bit. I would save up slightly more for the Cerastus because it's not much more expensive. It really isn't. Especially for the detail and size you get from it. It's very much worth saving up, in my opinion. But yeah, have a great time. Hope you love this review, and please recommend anything else I should review. Thank you very much.